week's episode of my Themepark Weekly Wrap Up. I had a few technical issues getting started, but we're all good now. So thank you very much for joining me on this week's live feed. We pretty much are going to do some changes with this weekly wrap up. So instead of doing a recorded weekly wrap up every week, we're going to do a live and see how that goes instead. So we can have a little bit of interaction going on as well, which is going to be really cool. But we'll stick to basically the same format as we always do. And we'll have some interaction as well. So thanks to everyone for waiting and then for joining on the live feed today. So we'll get started. Now, let's first of all start with saying hi to everyone for joining and saying hi as well. All right, so I'm pretty much going to just run through the wrap-up as per normal. So we're going to kick off with Warner Brothers Movie World. And obviously, probably the biggest thing last week was the Christmas decorations that went up so fast. Essentially, I think it was one day after the Friday Night's event finished and a day before Halloween even as well. So they didn't muck around. They got all the Christmas decorations up and running. I checked the park out I think it was last Friday. Did a video about the White Christmas event. If you haven't already checked that one out, make sure you do. Yeah, just to update on what is actually happening for White Christmas. So if you're looking forward to coming to the White Christmas event, check out my video because I actually unpack everything that they're doing on the night, all the entertainment, the food options, everything. So check it out and try and definitely get along to that event as well. So yeah, the park is looking awesome. What else they got? Oh yeah, so obviously as part of that, they did announce the White Christmas dates. So from the 8th to the 23rd of December. There is obviously going to be some exclusions, and currently, and this might change obviously, currently the exclusions are the 11th and 12th, and then the 18th, 19th and 20th. So they may become nights that they may release, essentially. So they might not, depending on demand, I guess. So yeah, so that's really cool. Yeah, make sure you get along. And if you are a Village One pass holder, redeem that ticket. Get a free ticket. Because other than that, it's quite expensive. I think it's about $70 per ticket. So definitely worth redeeming a free ticket. And then at least you get in there, you can maybe pay for the nice Santa photos as well while you're there. It's going to be an awesome event. So you can get a free Santa photo on that night, usually down at the Kids WB area, but he's just sort of sitting on a seat, people walking behind, all that kind of thing. You pay, I think it's $50 for an actual proper Christmas photo down at the Santa's Village, which is the Wild West area. He'll be in a nice throne and a nice backdrop with Christmas trees and presents and that sort of thing. So it is well worth it if you want that family Christmas photo with Santa. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, check out my video. It's got all the info on there as well. On the Christmas nights, there'll be a lot of rides open. Justice League will actually be open by then. I think that reopens on the 2nd of December. Currently, it's down for maintenance, so that'll be open. What else have I got there for Movie World? The Flash. Obviously, they're still doing a lot of progress on the Flash construction. Had a good look at that the other day. The little building they're building is, I think, a plant room, so all the, I guess, electrical and the wiring is going into there. Lots of work's happening there. And the steps and the ramps are pretty much finished now as well on the side of the ride. So that is still scheduled to open on April next year, 2024. We think they might be putting in also a new entrance next to the Superman ride. So if you're looking at the Superman, maybe to the left near the Batwing, there could be an entrance going there. And that's just speculating. They're doing some work around there and putting in another fire hydrant, etc. So potentially they could be doing something like that there. Other than that, we had a good look around Movie World. Nothing much else to report or update you on. They will be running the Christmas movie on the 4D cinema on White Christmas nights as well, not Scooby. So that's exciting. The Diwali Festival, the Indian Festival, the Light Festival, that was last Saturday the 4th at Movie World. Yeah, again, that's not an event run by Movie World. Movie World just essentially lets them have the park, or rent the park, I guess, and some rides and so forth are open. There's another one of those events coming up at Dreamworld next Saturday as well. So, yeah, that should be exciting as well. I think Aussie World also have one coming up, maybe the same weekend, perhaps. So, if you're interested or if you're up that way, check out maybe the Aussie World and the Sunshine Coast. Check out their website as well. That's about all I had for Movie World for this week. Let me just check some of your comments, guys. Now, I'm using my phone, so excuse me while I just quickly go through some of your comments. And again, I just want to say thanks and hi to everyone who is saying hi, because I know that most people are saying hi, so thank you for that. Did I enjoy the Christmas last year? Yes, I did. The Movie World Christmas last year, essentially the theming is the same, so Joy to the World. Which is the same as last year. So what that means with the floats, so the parade, they had floats from all around the world. So definitely check out my 2022 White Christmas video. It's a full coverage video, and it shows all the floats in the parade. And last year they said this is the biggest parade ever. Now this year they're saying the same thing. So to me that indicates that they're putting extra things into the parade to make it bigger than last year. So it may be another float, which would make it bigger than last year's, or some other kind of maybe added entertainment or something like that. So I always enjoyed the Christmas, and my favorite time of year is Halloween, but I do enjoy Christmas. All the lights, it's a happy time. Yeah, so definitely get along to the event. How's the Scooby-Doo coaster going? Hard to know because we have no access or visibility or even updates on really on what's happening. But I do know that they are obviously working in there. So hopefully they stick to... I guess it's a bit disappointing that it went from 2024 to 2025, but there's no official opening date released yet. So I'm hoping it's early 2025. Obviously, at the end of 2024, they've got the Wizard of Oz, which is major land to open at Movie World, which is really exciting. 2 coasters, well, 3 essentially. There's two. There's a dueling coaster, 2 coasters, and then there's the suspended coaster going in as well. So really exciting. And as far as we know, that will be opening probably back end of next year. I'm guessing for Christmas. Again, we can't see anything really going on there other than a little bit of crane work. I think they had a pole driver, I noticed the other day, in there as well last week. And all the tracks and poles are still up the back. I do know though that the footings are getting done for the poles for the tracks. They're either getting done or almost done. So yeah, look, they've done probably a lot of groundwork, which is the stuff you don't really see. Soon we should really start to see stuff happening, and they have put a pretty tall wall up there at Superman, so we can't actually really see anything over there. I think it's about 8 foot tall, so even to tippy toe with the camera over is a bit difficult. But obviously they want to sort of try and restrict the visibility. But I'm sure we will start to see some kind of progress in the near future. And when we do, we'll bring you, as always, we'll bring you what we can to keep you updated on that sort of thing. So yeah, excited for Wizard of Oz. And definitely excited for Scooby-Doo when that reopens on 2025. And definitely excited for The Flash next year as well. Whilst it's a ride that, it's an existing ride from Wet n Wild, obviously with a complete overhaul that they're doing, it may become a smoother ride experience. Much like the Buzzsaw that moved down to Gambai World as Project Zero now. I didn't really like the Buzzsaw, to be honest, up here. But when I went on it at Gambai World, I tell you what, because they had done a full refurbishment, it was amazing. It was smooth, and it was almost like a different ride. So yeah, so I'm hoping the same thing might happen here from Surf Rider to The Flash. Let's just see some of your other comments here. What do I like, Movie World better or Dream World? I don't have a preference, actually. I get asked this all the time, which is my favorite parks. And to be absolutely honest, I like them all for different reasons. So I know a lot of people do have their favourite parks, but I think if you're just a coaster junkie, you're probably going to say Movie World, because obviously the DC Rivals Hypercoaster is an unreal coaster, and in fact I think it's classed as one of the best coasters in the world. A lot of people say that. I know there's probably bigger ones out there and all that sort of thing, but it is, you know, with all the different elements you get on that ride, it is one of the best. But I'm not just a coaster person. I like themed attractions. I like entertainment. I like immersive stuff. I like experiencing the foods, all sorts of things. And I think going to every park offers something different, which is why we have different parks, right? So, yeah, for me, I actually don't really have a favourite park here in Australia. If I was going to choose one overseas, again, same sort of thing. It's hard to pick because I love Disney, but also love Universal. I'm a really sort of big movie fan. I love movies and things like that. So anything movie themed or based, I love. So Universal for me is just awesome. But then again, I love Disney. So, you know, again, I can't probably say I've got a favorite. So yeah, that's my answer to that one. Let's see what else we got here. Lots of exciting changes happening around the parks. Definitely, lots and lots. Will Wizard of Oz be open next June? Not to my knowledge. I don't think so. I doubt it. I think it's going to be the back end of 2024. Can't wait to get on Jungle Rush. Absolutely. We'll talk about that shortly. Any Christmas things happening at SeaWorld? I haven't seen anything yet. They don't normally do an event, but what they do normally do at SeaWorld is they normally do have Santa there, but he's like Gold Coast Santa. So he's in a tropical shirt, shorts, and he just sits there with his surfboard, I think. So usually they'll have, and you can get Santa photos. So usually they have Santa or something like that happening there. They probably will do a little bit of decoration, but nothing specific. And I haven't seen anything for Dreamworld as well. I did have one of my subscribers mention that they believe that they were told by one of the staff that Dreamworld is having a Christmas event. Now, I mean, that might be the case. I haven't seen anything yet being announced. And correct me if I'm wrong, if someone else has seen an email that I might have missed, because obviously I'm a busy person. I don't always see the emails when they come out. But as far as I know, they haven't released anything about a Christmas event. Usually they'll also, you know, maybe put up some decoration. I actually can't recall if they had. I think they might have had the characters maybe in their Christmas hat. Maybe I can't really remember from last year, to be honest. If someone can remember or knows, put a comment on there and let us know. But it'd be exciting if Dreamworld did have a Christmas event. Their night events are amazing as well. So I think they could do a really, really good Christmas event. So maybe it's on their cards. If not this year, maybe another year. Now we'll just move on to, excuse me, we'll just move on to Dreamworld. So we'll talk about Dreamworld next. Now, again, lots of stuff is happening at Dreamworld. The Big Red Boat coaster construction. Geez, I tell you, in the week between visits, the amount of work that's happened there was amazing. They've actually started building now. So obviously they've spent a long time doing all the groundwork and the concreting. There's still a bit more concreting to go. Well, there was when I was last there on Friday. They still had another section of concreting. I think that whole area is in about 5 sections of concreting. Massive area. So they were still doing that, but they've actually started building structures now. It's on my latest Dreamworld video. I think I released that on Sunday morning. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. It's got all the latest updates on there of Dreamworld. But it's really exciting to see that that construction moving ahead fast. That's still, as far as we know, on track for opening for this Christmas or school holidays. So yeah, hopefully we'll no doubt see massive progress happening on that over the weeks to come. So I'm sure between our weekly visits there'll be huge progress there. And you know, we're quite fortunate to have a few people that send things through during the week as well, so we can keep you guys updated on our Instagram and threads as well. So and community on our YouTube. So we'll always post photos that have been sent through to us as well, from some of our subscribers. So again, big thanks to those people who do regularly send me images of what's happening around the park during the week, because I can't get there during the week. So it's greatly appreciated, and it just helps keep everyone informed, which is great. So big thank you to that. So yeah, there's the big red coaster. What else have we seen there? Oh yeah, on the fence, obviously they got construction fencing around there. Something that Dreamworld do really well is they keep the people, or the public, or the guests really well informed. So you would have seen, whenever they've got construction going on, they've got pictures on there of the characters, and then there's like a blurb that says, hey, this is what's happening. And they have a QR code, so you can just scan that, and it brings it all up on your phone, and you can check out all the information and really keep updated on actually what's happening there. So, you know, for those guests who don't really know, they just turn up to Dreamworld and go, what's all this fencing? What's going on here? They can just scan it, and that tells them everything. So I think that's a really cool thing that Dreamworld does, and that now has been put in certain places around that big red coaster as well. So it was really good to see that they've done that as well for that. That's pretty cool. Let's move on to, I guess, ABC Kids World Demolition. So they're really moving ahead fast with that demolition. When we were there Friday, the big red car ride building and the retail store that was attached is completely gone now. Again, it's in the video. Check it out. A lot of structures in that area are gone. They still had, I think, that sort of pirate ship part there, and some of the other structures, like where the teacup ride was still there. That will obviously all be gone really soon. The Billabong restaurant is staying, so that is in fact going to be part of Rivertown. There'll be obviously some announcements in the future on what they'll put into there, but I believe it's going to be a food offering, I think, as far as I know. So that's exciting. So there'll be a really decent food offering down there as well. But yeah, so the demolition really going ahead fast. Once that's clear, then the exciting stuff starts. So then they start with the construction. Again, they've got some pretty big walls up around there as well, and fencing, but there are certain parts where we can get some access through the back of Tiger Island, where the train track used to be. So you can still see over the fences through there, and at the back of the Billabong restaurant toward the corroboree. There's some good visibility through there. So we'll be able to provide you updates pretty often on the construction of that Rivertown, but again, really excited for that. And as I mentioned in my video, the mountain that they're building, which is pretty much going where that big red car ride was, is about the height of the Claw. So the Claw, it's pretty decent in height. So you can imagine a mountain there in that place. It's going to look spectacular. The amount of money they're actually spending just on theming in Rivertown is amazing. I believe it's more than the actual ride cost. So if you put that into perspective, however many millions of dollars a ride was, it is more in money going to the theming. So it's going to be amazing. And the vintage cars are coming into there, Murrissippi Motors. They're going to be a new kind of car from what we believe. I think electric. So completely different. So again, a new experience as well. That whole area is just going to be amazing. So we cannot wait for that, and we'll keep you updated on all that progress. But the demolition, really going ahead really quickly. All right, so probably one of the biggest things last week, the globe returned to the front of the park. So that was exciting. And they've actually now, initially it didn't have the Dreamworld logo on there. They've put the logo back. However, they didn't put the old one back. They put a new one, which is the old font, which is great. So Dreamworld obviously are going back to their heritage and including that in their logo and artwork and things they're doing around the park. So yeah, so it's exciting to see that appear there. It looks great, and they're redoing all the decking in front of that globe as well, which is on the video that I released. So you're about to have a look at that and check it all out. That Dreamworld flyer is amazing, and they started testing, I think it was Friday last week when I was there. We're lucky enough to capture that as well. So and then today, I believe they've started, one of my subscribers sent me through a photo just not too long ago. I haven't posted it yet. So they've got the globe, and obviously there's going to be fountains around the flyer, but there's also fountains at the base of the globe, and they were doing, I'm not sure if they're testing or if they were just on, but there's fountains coming up to the base of the globe, just like basic fountains. But so they've started doing that. There's about 128 fountains going around the actual Dreamworld flyer as well. So that's going to look spectacular. So when that's actually finished, with all the fountains and all the lights, that is going to absolutely look so spectacular, especially at night, obviously. And I believe they are potentially going to have that open at the night markets once it's open, and have the night markets. It might be a paid attraction during the night markets, but it's still, that's exciting. It'll just add something extra to the night markets as well. So again, the progress around that flyer is rapid. So I know initially Dreamworld have said they want to have that open in December. I believe they're tracking on quite well with it, so there's a chance that it actually might open before then. We don't know. Obviously, it depends on the weather. It's been raining the last few days, and that definitely impacts construction and painting and all that sort of thing. So depends on a lot of things, and also the ride has to be commissioned. The engineers are coming over from Italy to do that and commission the ride. But yeah, no doubt they'll be announcing on their website, and no doubt to pass holders via email when that's going to be opening. So excited, can't wait for that. It's definitely exciting. All right, what else have we got there for Dreamworld? Pretty much, again, just a reminder about the train. I know we've mentioned it before, how it only goes halfway around the park now, just probably for the next 12 months or so while they're doing the construction at Rivertown. It goes from Central to the first stop at Corroboree, and then it reverses back to Central while they're doing all the construction. So if you didn't know, now you know. I think that might be it for Dreamworld. Oh, sorry, one other thing, Play School Wheel. So they are doing a lot of work on that space. They've pulled the old backdrop down. There'll be a new backdrop going up. I think it's going to be like clouds or something like that, or sky. But they'll be building a structure, obviously Play School themed structure in behind, and like a set, and then the wheel will go back, will get relocated into there. And as far as I know, that is still scheduled to be open, I think the first week or first or second week of December. So yep, that's going to happen really fast. It'll be here before we know it as well. I think that's pretty much all I've got there for Dreamworld. Shockwaves down, maintenance, and Gold Coaster still down on maintenance, coming back up really very soon. We'll go to SeaWorld now. Actually, before we go to SeaWorld, I'll just check some of your comments again, guys, because I can't actually see the comments coming up while I'm talking. I got to actually go to the screen and actually check them out. So let me have a quick look here. Oh, someone's telling me they're off to Orlando very shortly, and they're going to be sending me some photos to post of probably Disney and Universal parks in Orlando. So that's exciting. So thank you, Shauno, for that. That's exciting and appreciated. It's great to always see something different as well. Excited for Rivertown? Yes, we're all definitely excited for Rivertown. When's your next podcast? Good question. All right, so if you didn't know already, myself and Riley from That's So Mid and Adrian from AU Theme Park Fan, we have started a theme park podcast called the Themepark Cartel. Now, you can search that up. It's on all platforms, and yes, we've done our first episode about a month ago now. So it was essentially a Fright Nights wrap-up episode. Now, initially, when we launched it, we've said that we're doing monthly podcasts. However, based on feedback from a lot of people, everyone wants more podcasts. We're all busy people, and we all have to get together at the same time to obviously do the podcast. So we're really keen to move that to fortnightly. What we'll do though is when we get 50 5-star reviews, we will move that to a fortnightly podcast. All right, so do that. So jump on and give us the 5-star reviews onto your streaming platforms. We're pretty much on all the streaming platforms that you can find podcasts on, and just search the Themepark Cartel. Themepark is 2 words. Cartel is with a C. And we've actually just recorded episode 2. So episode 2 is recorded, and it will be released this week. So each of us will put something on our Instagram about when that's going to be released, a bit closer to the time, so very soon. So look out for that. It's a big episode, and it covers a lot of stuff, and it's pretty exciting. So yep, and if you haven't already checked it out, please check out the Theme Park Cartel podcast. Something extra we're doing, but there seems to be quite a demand there for that, and we appreciate anyone that can get on there and listen to that as well. All right, let's check out a couple more questions, guys. Let me see. I really sad about ABC Kids World. Yeah, look, a lot of people, it's part of their childhood, or it's been there so long. But let me tell you, Rivertown is going to be spectacular. And when you see what goes in there with their roller coaster and Murrissippi Motors, it's just going to be absolutely amazing. I just want to say a really big shout out to Mrs. Mom. Thank you very much for the super chat there. Thank you for all the great videos you make. My family and I really enjoy them. Thank you for that. I'm glad you all enjoy my videos. I do try to make them, I guess, fun, enjoyable, uplifting, informative, and particularly, I guess, essentially, if you're planning on coming to a theme park, or if you're not a local and go every day, if you're planning a trip, my channel is really all about showing you everything you need to know about the theme parks. And I try to cover a different topic sort of every time I go there, so we're not just sort of covering the same thing. And, again, feel free to make some suggestions if you think, hey, I'd like to know about this. I do have a massive whiteboard in the garage of all of the topics that we've planned, and there's a lot. So obviously there's all other things in between. There's events and seasonal things happening, and there's obviously other more than just one theme park. So we sort of alternate a fair bit around them. But yeah, again, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the videos, and thank you very much for the super chat. It's much appreciated. I really do appreciate everyone's support for Jaggs Journeys, by the way. The channel has grown significantly, and considering I'm only really releasing one video, sometimes two a week, I do work full time, so it's obviously a lot of time in the editing side, a lot of time. So a lot of people think, oh, you just film and you just upload, but because I put a lot into the video, I try to make it make sense, flow, there's music and all that sort of thing. So it does actually take a 20 to 30 minute video can take about 7 hours to edit. It can take up to that long. So hence why I'm actually really, really busy, because I work full time as well, and I have family and chores, all the rest of it. But I love it and I enjoy it. That's why we'll keep doing it. So I appreciate everyone's support. And by the way, I was looking at some YouTube gives you a lot of data, and actually it's funny. I've mentioned it before. Around just less than, it's probably about 25% of the people who watch my videos are actually are subscribed. So the rest are not subscribed. And look, I get it, because I myself watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I'm not subscribed to all channels as well. The key thing is to remember, it is free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything at all. And by subscribing, you just get updated when we release a video. And we do try to mix it up and mix all the theme parks up and try to be, cover all the latest events and what's happening around the place. The channel also is attractions and events and theme parks, predominantly theme parks. That's obviously probably the most content we do on the channel. And we will throw in attractions and events in there as well. So, for example, went to the monster trucks, which was the actual Monster Jam ones from America. Absolutely loved that. Going to that was amazing. I'd always seen it on TV, wanted to go, got the opportunity to go, and yeah, it was awesome. So why not make a video? Look, it's not everyone's cup of tea, I get it, but again, I put a lot of effort into the video. I try to make it not boring or anything like that. So even if you're not into monster trucks, just check them out anyway. You might skip through some of it, hopefully not, but hopefully you just enjoy them as much as the other videos that I make as well. So anyway, always appreciate everyone's support for Jaggs Journeys. And also the Buy Me a Coffees. I very much appreciate that support as well. Sean O'Hanlon, thank you very much for the super chat. That's greatly appreciated also. He says, love your work, Shane. Mate, thank you very much. It makes me feel great when people do say those nice comments that they love what I do, they love the channel. I mean, I'm always open to feedback, constructive feedback, positive feedback. We want to make the channel better, and always try to keep it up to date and that sort of thing. But so by all means, always feel free to make some suggestions. I mean, I'm not saying I can do all the suggestions. Some of these things that are suggested are already on lists, so it's just timing and when we get to those things. And I do appreciate the feedback, definitely. And again, just appreciate everyone's support for the channel. So thank you very much, Sean and Mrs. Mom as well, for the super chats. They're greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm just checking in case I missed any others. I don't think I have, so that's all good. Let me just double check some more comments here. Again, I'm just checking the screen while I'm viewing here, so apologies if I've missed anyone's comments. Feel free just to comment again if I have missed something. I'll do my best to get to your comment. Yeah, I think I've covered most of them. A lot of people are saying hi. I love Disney. Yep, I love Disney too. What else we got here? Cool. Everyone's just saying hi and thanks for the content. So thank you very much, everyone, for that. Someone's saying 300 water fountains at the Dreamworld Fly. No, I know 300 water fountains was probably said by a Dreamworld management at one point. That was very early in the piece, but it's been confirmed it's about 128 fountains. I think 128 is actually the number. Give or take one or two maybe, but essentially, yeah, there's a lot of fountains there, and it's about 128 fountains going to be around that Dreamworld Fly, so it's going to be unreal. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you for the videos. My pleasure. Thank you very much for watching them. Dreamworld's going to be amazing. Yes, it is. When is my next Disney trip? So yes, it's on the cards, and as some of you may or may not know, probably about a year into the channel, we had a actual USA trip booked and paid. Disney, Universal, and lots of other stuff as well. So again, I don't just do theme parks. Obviously, we'll feature those theme parks over there, but there was a whole heap of other cool stuff which I wanted to add into the videos for the channel. Then COVID hit, so we had to cancel. We lost some money, unfortunately, as most people did that had trips booked. So at the moment, a lot of people are back to traveling again. It still isn't cheap. Like when we booked that trip, we secured something like a $800 return flight to LA. So you can't get those right now. I think the cheapest I've seen might be around about the $1,200 to $1,400, give or take. I haven't looked for probably a month or so, but that was when I last looked. So it's still pretty expensive, and obviously it's not just me traveling, it's myself and my family that travel. So there's a huge cost, not just the airfares, the accommodation, and everything else we do. Theme park tickets in the US are very, very expensive as well, but they're certainly worth it, don't get me wrong. They're certainly worth it. So yeah, got to save up, got to keep saving. There are other places, we'd like to go as well, not just the States, but we'll see. So definitely there's plans on the cards. So just keep tuned to Jaggs Journeys, and you'll never know where we'll pop up. All right, I might just tap over now to what's the last comment there? Yep, pretty much caught up there. SeaWorld. So we haven't spoken about SeaWorld yet. Now, I haven't been back to SeaWorld for a little while, in fact, since Spooky Night. So, however, there has been a couple of subscribers that did go and pretty much said there's just a heap more landscaping that's happened where the old flume ride was, next to the Storm there. We're still not sure if there's a grand plan or if they're going to reconnect the park into the plaza from that part of the park. I'd like to see that happen, because I think it's a bit awkward getting around sometimes, because I think they used to have a ramp that went down from, say, near the plaza near Ray Reef actually, down to ride photos at Storm. There used to be a ramp that went down there, and then you can get around the park a lot easier. So I'm hoping they're going to actually open that up again for access. It would be great if they could. However, I'm not sure if that's the plan or not, but I plan to get back there in the coming weeks anyway. And by the way, if anyone is there, feel free to send some photos. If you do see changes and anything exciting that's happening there, feel free to send photos to me, and with your permission, we'll post those and credit you as well on the channel, on the Instagram. But yeah, to keep everyone updated. So we'll watch this space. We'll hopefully provide an update on that soon. Dora's Carousel still doesn't have any date for opening, and on the website it still says it's currently under maintenance. Last time we were there, it looked completely back together again, completely. I guess they're still doing testing, or they're not sure because they're not saying anything more about it. But if anyone knows anything, let us know. Hopefully that will be open for Christmas holidays. You'd really want to think that would be open for the Christmas holidays, unless there's a part that they're waiting on from overseas. Sometimes that happens and they can't get certain parts here in Australia, and they got to maybe make a part over there and then get it sent over. So there could be delays, like there could be things like that. It'd be good if they sort of elaborated a little bit, like, hey, we're waiting on a part, but I guess that's their business. So all we need to know is it's not currently open. Hopefully it will be really soon. Leviathan is actually going down on maintenance in a few days' time. So from the 10th of November, no, sorry, I beg your pardon. It is down on maintenance currently, I think, until the 10th of November. So sorry about that. Donatello's Ninja Flyers is down on maintenance until the 24th of November. That's in the kids area. And the Trident is going down on, that's what's going down on maintenance on the 13th of November until the 3rd of December. So Trident will be down soon and until early December. Yes, it looks like Leviathan is currently down at the moment until the 10th of November. So yeah, not too long. And there was a lot of renovation going on at the front of SeaWorld on like the buildings at the front. Now, again, I haven't been back since Spooky Night, so I don't know if they were just painting, renovating, or in fact whether they were building something else onto there. If anyone else has been recently and has seen some more changes there, let us know. Put a comment in the video, even if you're watching this live after the fact. Definitely put a comment. Still, I'd love to hear what your thoughts were or what you've seen. Hopefully, we will also get back there soon as well. So, let's see if someone made a comment on that. That's okay. What's the best way to send me content? Just through our direct message on Instagram. That's definitely the best way to send content through. Just a message on Instagram, and we'll get it there, and then we can repost as well on that one. Will mermaids come back to SeaWorld? Good question. Don't know. They haven't mentioned anything about mermaids coming back to SeaWorld. It is pretty cool when they're there. They normally have photo opportunities. I think they had some in the plaza in like a set or backdrop, and then they also did have some performing in the actual tank or the where they do the snorkeling. And I think they're like what they call free divers, so they hold their breath for a long amount of time, and then they go under and swim around, and that was spectacular. Haven't seen anything though on that, whether they're going to continue to do that or bring them back again, not sure. No doubt for the school holidays they'll always have something that they'll announce, whether it's them or not, I'm really not sure. But if we see anything like that, we'll also repost it as well, just to keep everybody updated on what's happening at the parks as well. Vortex is actually still on maintenance as well. That reopens on the 9th of December, just to let you know about that. That's pretty much all I've got for SeaWorld as well. So we've covered off for the weekly wrap up. We've covered off Movie World. We've covered off Dreamworld. We've covered off SeaWorld. We've spoken about the Theme Park Cartel podcast that we're doing. And again, thank you to everyone who is chiming into that one. And episode 2 out very shortly. And also, don't forget, we are on pretty much all the social media platforms: Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Facebook as well. So yeah, check us out on there. We appreciate your support as well. Now just check some more comments, and then we're probably going to wrap it up, guys. So and apologies if I missed your comment. I can't. There's a lot coming through, so just be sure that I appreciate everyone who is making a comment and appreciating everyone supporting. Still Taipan or DC Rivals is a comment there. So you know what? To me, they're two different coasters. So completely two different ride experiences as well. Hypercoasters is crazy full on, and lots of different elements. So does Taipan, and I particularly like the triple launch of the Taipan. I think that's definitely something spectacular and quite amazing. I think Taipan's a real fun. It's exhilarating, but it's also a fun ride. Hypercoaster is fun, but it's full on. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have a. I like them both for different reasons. I know there's no different answer to that, but I really do like them both for different reasons. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking at speed and length and height, it would have to be Rivals. But again, that triple launch and the different elements of Taipan, again, is different from Hypercoaster. So everyone has their own opinions. But as most of you probably know, my actual favourite ride is actually, pretty much Wild West Falls. And that's just a theming element. Like, I love themed attractions. Another comment there. Every video you do, Shane, hang on a second, is awesome. You spend so much time and effort on your videos. Thank you very much. Yes, I do, and I appreciate you watching them and enjoying them. Let me see what else I got there. Besides theme parks, videos, and a wrap up, what's it? Sorry. What is your other job? Yep. So I just work for a beverage company full time. So as a business manager there. So very busy during the week. What have I got there? Okay, we've spoken about that. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments on screen, guys. Is the monorail coming back to SeaWorld? We don't know. I don't think so. I mean, they've started to, we've featured this before. They've taken down a lot of the, I'm not sure if they're copper or what they're made of, like metal pieces along the edge of the concrete track, which obviously power the monorail. They've taken a lot of that down, and obviously one of the monorails has been scrapped. The other one is still sitting in the station collecting dust. I don't believe it's in working order. I would probably say that's something that we won't see going around the park again. It's old technology too. I mean, there are still monorail companies around, don't get me wrong, that I just don't know the ins and outs of that particular one, or how much it's going to cost to get back up and running. So we don't know. Nothing's been said or even announced or mentioned. But I do know that there's been a few subscribers that have said to me that they've emailed SeaWorld directly, and they have said it's definitely not coming back. That's their guest services, obviously, department that answers most of those emails, I'd imagine. So based off that, I would say definitely not. But like anything, you never know what the future holds for those rides and attractions. They definitely do end up pulling things down. They demolished the chairlift that was at SeaWorld that went from the front of the park to the castle and back. That's now gone. Many years now that's been gone. So a lot does change over the years, and that's now hasn't been in operation since before Leviathan was started, which is probably the reason why they closed it during that construction. So we're always told or thought that was going to reopen again, but unfortunately it didn't. So I'm sorry, I haven't got a definite answer for you on that one. If we hear anything, we'll always let everybody know, of course. Or if anyone hears something else, let us know. Lots of people saying they're excited for Rivertown. Absolutely, very excited for that. Excited for Dreamworld Fly. Definitely. That shouldn't be far away, actually. Jungle Rush, yeah, that's definitely a roller coaster we can't wait to get onto at Rivertown. And yeah, the construction definitely is moving very quickly at Dreamworld. They got a lot of projects going on at Dreamworld, and they seem to just, if you notice, they don't really impact the operation of the park. So whatever they're working on, they're very well strategically done the projects in such a way where they'll work on one over here with very little impact to any of the other rides and attractions. To be honest, it's been pretty amazing to see it all. You know, one gets demolished and then or built there, and then that's finished, and then the next one happens here and here and here. So, and everyone can still get around the park, and it really hasn't impacted their operation whatsoever. And again, because they keep everybody informed with all the signage around the attractions on what's going on, the QR codes, that's just a key element to keeping the people informed and updated on what's happening. And I think if people know what's happening, then they understand, and they don't sort of go, oh, it's always under construction or looks like a mess. I mean, it doesn't look like a mess because they've done it so well. But people can sort of be pretty quick to judge on what's happening. But anyway, yeah, it's been amazing how they've managed all those projects. And pretty much now, once that roller coaster is done in the Wiggles roller coaster in the kids area, and then the play school wheels there, pretty much that's all done. Just Rivertown, which is obviously in its own separate area. That's not is really, other than the train that's been impacted, there's really nothing else that's been impacted there. Once Rivertown's open and operational, I'm sure Dreamworld, no doubt, would probably have other plans in the future. The parks normally always have a short-term plan and long-term plans, and they don't always come off either, by the way. So quite often they will have a plan for something, they'll cost it out, they'll start something. Sometimes funds get diverted to other parts of their business. It's like any business. Something more gets more prioritized, they've got to divert funds somewhere else into another project or something that's more important. So sometimes you might see something that's going to get started, and then or maybe they said this is happening, and then maybe it doesn't. And that's purely obviously due to priorities in the parks. So that happens time to time. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Lots of people saying hi, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, let me just go down to the more. I'm just going to refresh it to the latest comments. Is Beetlejuice coming back to Movie World? I believe so. Yes, I've pretty sure it's Beetlejuice that's coming back to Movie World. That's pretty cool. That is actually quite exciting. Yeah, I think we've seen that on. I think that Movie World posted something about that a couple of days ago. It might have been a day or so ago. But yeah, it looks like Beetlejuice is coming back, because obviously they've just filmed another Beetlejuice movie. If you didn't already know, if you don't follow that, it's not out yet as far as I know, but it's been filmed, and yeah, so it's exciting. So again, it's really good to see that movie when a new movie comes out. If it's Warner Brothers or one of their licenses, then they can bring the character back into the park, and it's refreshed, because then all of a sudden it's in the movies again and people know about it, so they can bring it back and people know about it. A lot of younger people wouldn't know who Beetlejuice is. Some people on this right now may be thinking, what's Beetlejuice? Hopefully you know. It's a really cool movie from back in I think it was the late 80s, maybe 90s. Really awesome, really good movies. Check them out. So yeah, really exciting to see Beetlejuice back in the park. Hopefully they'll have a show. He used to do a show as well, which was really quite entertaining. So yeah, so cool to see another character come in Movie World. Definitely. Woodsy, thank you very much. Thank you so much for the super chat, Woodsy. I love your profile pic, by the way. Big fan of Alf from the 80s. Thank you very much. Again, I appreciate your ongoing support for the channel. The messages, the comments as well. Muchly appreciated. And again, everyone who contributes to the channel, particularly by subscribing, liking the videos, sharing the videos, sharing the channel, and anything like buying coffees and super chats like this is very kind of you all and very appreciated, and keeps me motivated to keep putting out more content, obviously, as often as I can. So the key thing for me is I try to always make sure there's something at least every week for people to watch that's an update or something different or an event, and we try and keep it topical as well. So thank you very much for the support. It is absolutely greatly appreciated. Yeah, Beetlejuice definitely sounds awesome. Absolutely right. Cool. All right. I think I've caught up with most of the comments. Apologies if I have missed anyone. Oh, hang on. Here's one here. I think I've missed some of the Schooners bunch. About what I think about. What was I saying? Did you go to the Diwali event at Movie World? A bit skeptical, like it was a scam, as it seemed too good. Okay, so I didn't go to the Movie World one. I had other things on that night. So Dreamworld are running one this coming weekend, Diwali festival, and I'll probably be definitely be going to that one. So it's not a scam or anything. They're not actually run by the park. So essentially, it's an Indian festival. If you just search Diwali, it explains what it's all about. It's about all the good and not the evil, that kind of thing. I think it's Hindu. So apologies if I got anything wrong there, if anyone wants to correct me. But just have a quick look on there. But they are an amazing event. So they hire out the park and they bring in their own food. I'm pretty sure the parks will still have some of their own food places open. But essentially when you walk in, like for example, Movie World, they don't have the Movie World standard music playing. It's Indian music. It's an Indian festival. So they have Indian street foods there. They have like clothing. They bring clothing there. They have the henna art, tattoos. They have entertainment going on, dancing going on. It's a festival. They're using the theme parks for a venue, essentially. It's like when you hire out a hall for a 21st, except you're hiring out the theme park, essentially. So, and what a great venue to use for your event. And with that, they obviously paid for certain rides to be open as well. So yeah, I think the Movie World one I think they cost around about $40 per person. And yeah, you get it into, so obviously if you're a pass holder, you can't get in. It's a ticketed event. So $40, and then that just gets you in essentially. So with that price, you get to experience the entertainment of what's happening. They have like a parade and that sort of thing. Rides are open. And then you can buy the foods if you want to buy certain foods there and try the different Indian foods. And yeah, there's things you can buy, that kind of thing. So it is a good event. It's different. So and it's a cultural event essentially. So yeah, and last year Dreamworld did a good one as well. And they're always busy events too. I think they normally always get a sellout crowd for those nights as well. For those night events, obviously the capacities are probably around half that of the daytime trade, the park, roughly. So still quite busy for a night event, but completely different. So yeah, the atmosphere is different. So you don't expect to walk in and its theme park. It's like what you'd normally hear. It's different smells, different sights, and different music and everything. It's exciting. It's a really awesome event. So yeah, we'll check it out. The Dreamworld one out this coming week as well, which is going to be cool. Is it sold out at Dreamworld? I don't know if it's sold out already. I don't think so as yet, but I know that they do become a sellout event. King Dougie, g'day mate, how are you? Good to hear from you, King Dougie. Do you think we'll be seeing changes to the SeaWorld castle? Good question. It's hard to know actually what's happening with that castle, because obviously the flume ride did run through the top part of that, in one side and out the other, and obviously that when they've removed that, they've cut that off, and then instead of leaving it open, they've put in wooden shutters like in a castle, right? So they've specifically, instead of just putting up something temporary, they have sort of almost looks like it's themed like a wooden shutters for a castle. So that would indicate maybe that castle is staying. And look, the castle looks awesome there. I think it fits the theme of that area really well. Whether, again, nothing's been announced or even mentioned about what's happening. What I'd like to see, because keeping in mind, it has been a 4D cinema at one point. It was I think it was SpongeBob 4D cinema for a while there. And it might have been something else before that. I can't remember back what it was prior to that. It would be really cool though, and I'm not sure if it's possible due to the structure or the size, but it'd be amazing if they could incorporate it into maybe another ride. And not just necessarily inside the castle, but maybe partly inside the castle and partly outside the castle. Possibly, I mean, who would know? I'm sure there's plans for that in the pipeline there. Again, it all comes down to funding, and when and timing. When is that the best time to put something in there? So again, we'll keep our eye on everything. I know part of that was getting utilised for, I think it was the show and entertainment division. But I think they might have actually just relocated or about to relocate out of there. So if it becomes vacant, then yes, potentially it could be planned to be something different in the near future. But again, we'll keep our eye on it. And if anyone's there and sees a sign pop up out of nowhere that says, "Hey, this is happening," let us know, because we can't get there every single week. But we will certainly get there as often as we need to. Quite often we'll be at, for example, Dreamworld has a lot going on, so we tend to be visiting Dreamworld a lot more than some of the other parks, because there's so much going on. Literally, it changes daily. So, we like to keep everyone informed on what's happening as best as we can as well. Because if you are particularly not local and traveling, it's good to know. You can always check out on the website, all the information's there, what's open, what's not, but it's good to see it and to actually understand, okay, when I go there, that part's closed down because it's under construction, or that's closed of maintenance, and this is where I'll go. This is how I can get around the park now versus last time I was there. So that's the kind of information we try and relay back to on the channel, so everyone has an idea of what to expect when they're visiting next, essentially. Let me check. First time live. Why do you always wear your sunnies in the videos, even at night? It's a good question. And if anyone knows the answer to that, put a comment below and I'll let you know who's right. See what your thoughts are on that. And no, I'm not cross-eyed. So yeah, it's essentially, it's one of those things. There is an actual reason behind it, and it's essentially it's a pretty basic reason. Now, I record on a phone, so my whole thing with my channel is I try and get the latest phone that has the latest stability control and everything, so it's smooth and it's not jumpy around. Because with YouTube you got to have good video and good audio, and audio is always a hard one, a really hard one. It's hard to get right, even with microphones, these background noises and things like that. I'm using a mic now for this one here, so and sometimes I use a mic at the parks, but mostly not. This phone's got pretty good audio, pretty good, but with a phone, the lens is to the left. So if I'm naturally looking at my screen and I'm naturally looking at myself, to you guys, I'm looking over here. So that's essentially why. So with the glasses, it always looks like I'm looking at you guys directly, which I am essentially, but not particularly, because the lenses where my finger is over there. So if I'm always looking, if I'm not looking at that lens, my eyes are over here. So that's why, essentially. But over time, it's become part of the Jaggs Journeys get up. So obviously, my logo, the glasses, the shirt, it has on the back of my shirt that I have a YouTube channel, and that's also so when I'm in theme parks and filming, people know I'm filming for a YouTube channel, and that's what I do. So, and if they want to query it, they can look it up and check out my channel. My channel is all about theme parks, attractions, events, and it is a family-friendly channel as well. We try to keep the content so that you can sit with your family and watch the videos. I know Fright Nights can be a little bit scary for the younger kids, so but I do try and sort of warn, hey, you know, these events are sort of 15+ events, essentially. We try not to put anything in there that's too, you know, too much for the viewers, so we try and keep it above level. But yeah, so essentially, and also when I have my day off and I want to go out shopping with the family, I'm not wearing the Jaggs Journeys gear. Also, you know, I don't. I can just continue on and get things done and that sort of thing. But also, when I'm at the theme parks, I make sure I'm in my gear because everyone associates this branding to me. And when they, you know, are invested in a channel and constantly watch a channel, and then when they get to see me in the parks, you know, I love meeting people and I love hearing, you know, who watches the channel, what people do, where they're from. A lot of people tell me they're only here because they watch my videos, and that makes me feel just amazing that my channel has impact on people like that and influences people like that. And I don't get, by the way, I'm not paid by the theme parks or sponsored by any of the theme parks at all whatsoever. None of us are that do all these YouTube videos and social media content. We're all just content creators that have a passion for theme parks and a love for it. So, and we're all creative and we all have different, you know, ways of presenting the content, I suppose. So that's why, you know, we know there's a lot of our subscribers are across many channels and so forth. That's because everyone has a different style and presents differently, and you know, potentially covers different things, or we can't always, you know, see things as well. Other people see things we don't see, that kind of thing. Yeah, so all in all, we all love it and appreciate everyone's support, and it's really awesome, yeah, meeting people in the parks. And you know, I love just chatting to people and meeting people, so appreciate everyone's support. And they can identify me. Hey, there's that guy. And don't forget to also ask at the gate, is Jaggs Journeys here today? Because it's quite funny. I've started, you know, on the videos, at the end of the videos, saying don't forget to ask on your way in on the weekends, because essentially I'm really only there on the weekends at the theme parks. Ask if Jaggs Journeys is at the park. Yeah, a lot of people have actually said, actually it's funny because when I go into the parks, a lot of them say, oh, everyone asks if you're here today. And so obviously people are asking if I'm there. And obviously sometimes they can say, yes, he is, he's in today, we've seen him. So it just creates a bit of excitement as well. But, so yeah, so it's just part of the look. People can associate me with the videos. They see me in the park. Obviously I'll give out stickers in the park as well. So to everyone who says hi, if you want a sticker, you don't have to take it. But yeah, obviously the kids love the stickers, and the stickers are good for cars too. They have a 5-year vinyl quality on them, so they actually don't fade on a car or anything like that. So they're good quality stickers. Yeah, so if you want a sticker and you see me, make sure you ask for one. And by the way, also, always happy to get photos with anyone. Some people have sent me messages, oh, I was too shy to ask for a photo when we met you. Never worry about that. I'm happy to take photos with yourselves, your families, whoever. So just go, can we get a photo? Absolutely, not a problem whatsoever. Happy to do so. Again, just appreciate everyone's support for the channel. All right, let me just check the comments now. We're probably going to wrap it up because I think we've been just on an hour. So I think which is long enough for a live feed, and everyone's getting probably tired, myself included, have an early start in the morning. Am I going to Aussie World anytime soon? Possibly. I was there not too long ago, and very lucky with Aussie World. Very nice people up at Aussie World. I've known a lot of the people up there now for a few years, and they're very kind to me and very good and allow me to film certain things and that. So, and greatly appreciated. So we always try to support Aussie World as much as we can. Definitely. Is it just over a 2-hour drive for me? So it's not just down the road like the other parks are. So we do have to sort of plan in advance when we're heading up that way. But yeah, it's on the cards for sure. Do I know why the parks dropped the virtual queue when we used it so often? don't actually know they never said specifically why, but I guess I mean, look, it might have been impacting operations. I don't know, but it was certainly a valuable thing to have. It was so good. You could use that virtual queue. It helped out a lot when it was busy, that kind of thing. So it's a real shame. You can still get a one-shot pass. You got to pay for that. As far as I know, I haven't actually got one recently, but last time I checked, it was still available. But no, yeah, it's not sure the exact why. However, maybe they want to sell more fast track passes, potentially. The cost of running a theme park operationally is huge. So, you know, they do heavily rely on revenue coming into the parks. And annual pass holders, you know, take, I guess, a big chunk of their visitors. And if you're getting in for free, and a lot of annual pass holders will just pop in sometimes for a couple of hours, do some rides, shows, and go, and may not, in fact, buy anything. So I like to try and show my support when I'm there, purchasing lunch, drinks, merch, photos, all that sort of thing. So yeah, maybe they took that away to make more sales of the fast track pass. Perhaps. I mean, I'm not sure. It is a tough economy out there as well, and as we know, they had to put the prices up for their events. Fright Nights was certainly a lot more expensive this year than last year. It's still a great night though, and you know, you get what you pay for, I think, as well. So whilst it's expensive, you think about everything in life, everything's going up no matter what. So the theme parks included. But you know, particularly on the food frontage, the quality of the foods at theme parks these days is amazing. If you think back, maybe let's just say 20 years ago, those of you that were around, were going to theme parks. I was back then. Probably the quality of the food back then was really basic and probably not high quality. It was more about just high volume, probably basic value quality. But however, it was still at a pretty high price. But the food you get now and the foods that they're putting in, like for example, the street food festival at Dreamworld, and even a night food festival there, the night markets there. They have food vans that come in, but also Dreamworld do their own things like the smoked ribs and that. Just the foods now are so different. Movie World with the outdoor kitchen there, outside Dirty Harry bar there. SeaWorld with the Dockside Tavern. The types of food you can get there now is different, and it's what you'd expect to find at street food markets and that sort of thing. And the values are, I mean, none of those foods now are cheap anyway, but you get what you pay for, and they're higher quality. People want different kinds of foods. I think they do that really well as well. And again, no, I'm not sponsored by the theme parks, so I just want to make that clear as well. I do get asked a lot, are you sponsored by the theme parks? You always promote them and that. My channel is a positive channel. I'm not going to obviously sugarcoat anything that's not needed to be sugarcoated, but I do like to try and provide everyone with a positive channel. But no, the theme parks don't support, or they don't. Sometimes they'll invite me into somewhere for something opening or that kind of thing, which is greatly appreciated. And you know, for example, Fright Nights, they allowed me to film in the mazes, where generally that's not allowed. So, but we don't get sponsored by them. I'm not paid to promote them or anything like that. It's my own channel, and I do like personally to support local or support business. So, you know, if you're thinking about going to these events, and if you're an annual pass holder and you don't go to any of those events and you can get a free ticket, you should definitely take advantage of it and do it. The events they put on are amazing and awesome and worth it. So yeah, I'm just about getting people off their bums, off the couch, get out, enjoy life, have fun, get to the theme parks, have some fun, enjoy something different. So just want to make that clear. Definitely not sponsored. I'd love to be sponsored, but so if anyone out there wants to sponsor me, happy to do so. I'm going to wrap it up shortly now. I just want to make sure if there's any other comments there. Police Academy. Yes, it would be cool to see Police Academy back. I think the stunt show definitely needs a refresh. It's been the same now for, I'm not sure exactly how many years, a long time. And I think it's still cool. Don't get me wrong. I love it, and it is amazing. I think it's probably time for a refresh or retheming even. You can essentially have a similar show, but just a retheme. Again, it costs money. It's a lot of money to put something like that into play, and I understand that. You never know. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some future plans for that space and that show, or a future show, or a future something in that spot. There's always plans. It's just, obviously timing and money, and is it the right fit for the park as well. So, but hey, still a good show. And the Sundriver experience, by the way, if you haven't done it, it is well worth doing. We actually, after the show, you get into the car on the actual arena, and they do the what do you call it, dragging, or sorry, whatever the word is, drifting. So that's drifting. I do all the drifting in the utes, just like you see in the show. So it's pretty cool. It's unreal. I've done it a couple of times, and I tell you what, it's awesome. You get a tour of the workshop, get to meet the drivers, the people on the show. They all do an amazing job, I tell you. So yeah, really cool. I'm just reading some comments here. We spoke about virtual queue, so that's cool. Cool. Everyone's just saying hi, how are you? And I'm good, I'm great. Thank you very much for asking. Hope everyone else is doing really good. You're my favorite YouTuber. Oh, thank you. I thought Mr. Beast might have been. He's pretty famous, but I appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much. Jaggs Journeys merch. Yep. So I do have Jaggs Journeys merch. Now, we've never really actually officially launched it, and the reason why is because we were getting asked for the merch. So we started. Okay, so we came up with a range, and then we started sort of making the range. And we don't carry hordes of merch, but we do have a merch on hand, and we do it on demand. So when people want to buy a hat or a t-shirt, so the hat, just to let you know, I haven't got one right with me right now, but essentially it is this similar style hat. Like it's a cap, not this exact hat. My logo is in 3D. The ones that we sell are embroidered, but it's a flat embroider, and that's just it. It's basic. My hat has a logo on the back as well. The ones I sell don't, and the reason why I'm trying to keep the costs down, they're not cheap for me to make. So I do sell the hats for $25 plus postage for the hats. All right. So and I do also have. I haven't got one on me right now either, but I like the tennis sweatbands, but and plain black, and it's actually embroidered. It's got an embroidered logo on there as well, and they're around about $10. I sell those for. We do t-shirts, but again, when the first run I got through this, the supplier, I wasn't happy with the sizing. Some of the sizing is not, to me, it's not correct. So I've been just on demand again, because if you start advertising them, you'll get an influx of people wanting all these sizes. So that will come. I've just got to get the t-shirt supply correct. That's all. But again, the design of the shirt's not the same as what I wear. So we have a logo across the front for we have like Jaggs Journeys written across the chest essentially, and a logo like that on the back, sort of behind the neck. So it's different from what I'm wearing essentially, and they come in black and white. We've sold a few of those. We just, again, we do it all ourselves at the moment. So again, it's time as well. So you can get merch. Just send me a message on Instagram if you want a hat or a wristband. I've got some key rings, that kind of thing. I've got some stickers and that kind of thing as well. So just if you're interested in something, let me know. And yeah, we can arrange it to get it posted out. If you're local in the Gold Coast, and if you're going to be at a park on the weekend, I am happy to. If I'm going to be there, I'm happy to bring it with me to save you postage. And I just did that for someone last weekend as well. They wanted a couple of hats. Met them at Dreamworld, gave them their hats. So, and done that a few times. So that's no problem as well, if you're local. Cool. Thank you for the updates. My pleasure. Thank you for saying thank you. I appreciate it. Cool. I think we're probably going to leave it there, guys. I know I might have missed some more comments there, but again, apologies if I haven't read your comment or have missed your comment. I've tried to sort of cover most of them there, and I appreciate everyone making a comment. Always feel free to drop a comment on the channel. It's a bit hard on the live chat as well, because the comments are actually not. I have to tap the screen and they come up and then they sort of flicker a bit, so it's a bit hard to go through them all at once. Feel free to send me messages. We'll always reply generally, and normally pretty quickly. Sometimes obviously we get busy, so I can't always reply immediately, but I will take time. I do take time to go through the comments and reply when I can as well. So we do like to engage. I do like to engage with everyone as well. So cool. Well, we're going to leave the live feed there for tonight. Now, thank you so much for everyone who's been on the live feed the whole time, and thanks to those that have joined with the live feed as well. So again, this is going to be the new version of the weekly wrap up. So it will be a weekly live wrap up. So we'll cover off the week that was, and we'll have some interaction, like there's some questions and that as well. Every week. Now, I know the time might not suit everyone on a Monday night at 8 p.m. Queensland time. I understand there's other people in other states. It's an hour at the moment, an hour ahead. So it's later for you guys. And then some other people overseas probably watch this later on. And, whether you're on the live or you watch it later, I appreciate it either way. And feel free to make comments as well. And we'll do our best to always reply back to you as well. But definitely a big thanks to everyone. So, again, I'm doing this because the weekly wrap-up, I was filming on a Sunday night and also editing as well. Now, Sunday is also a big editing day for me from my filming for Saturday. So I was finding I had no spare time whatsoever on a Sunday for anything else. So I had to try and free up some time. So I figure live, most people like engagement, and we're still covering the same content. We're still doing the weekly wrap-up. I know we haven't got the music going in the background and video overlays coming in and so forth, but at least it's something different. We can chat, we can answer some questions and all that as well. And by the way, this is always moderated, so I do have a moderator who's monitoring the live chat every time we do a live. So if anyone is putting wrong comments on there, or just trying to be a nuisance or something like that, we do get that sometimes. They get booted off, just to let everyone know that it is definitely always moderated for the entire time of the live feed as well. Anyway, once again, just want to say thanks again to everyone for your ongoing support for Jaggs Journeys. Thanks for joining the live feed tonight. We'll definitely see you again next Monday night for the Themepark Weekly Wrap Up live feed. And don't forget to look out for the Themepark Cartel podcast, episode 2. It will be releasing on your favorite streaming platform this week. We'll put something on our Instagram. So that's myself, and that's So Mid, who's Riley, and Adrian from AU Theme Park Fan. So we'll all be putting an update on when we're going to be, or when it's released, or when we're about to release that next episode of the Themepark Cartel podcast. And we appreciate everyone's support on that one too. It's a big episode. We've already recorded it, and it's awesome. Anyway, guys, we're going to leave it there. Have an awesome week. Thanks for your support, and watch out for next week's video. Remember, around about 5 o'clock on a Sunday night, we drop those videos. And don't forget to check out our social media content during the week as well. Don't forget, next time you're at the Gold Coast theme parks, make sure you ask if Jaggs Journeys is here today as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next journey.